Okay, today we've got with us here in Malaysia Mr. Masahiro Adachi, all the way from Japan. He is the brain behind Duo, the designer of all the lures. We'd like to welcome him and ask him a few questions about the brand, some lures, developments about the company, and yeah, maybe the future as well. Okay, let's start. So, what makes Duo so special? Yeah.
Okay, so basically what makes Duo unique, yes, basically there are so many kinds of lure makers in Japan, not only in Japan, in the world. So what really separates Duo from the rest is that we make everything under the concept of total package. What total package means is that we control everything from the initial idea all the way to the sales. So everything is done in our own office, in our own factory. We make our first rough draft, we make our design, we make our products, we produce them, manufacture them ourselves, we pack them in our own factory, and we also sell them without using any trading companies. We do everything ourselves. So this is basically what Duo concept is based on. Doing everything to the highest standard and doing it ourselves.
Duo obviously has quite a long history in the field of lure making. In the recent years, we've seen a big fluctuation in terms of the branding and a lot more awareness internationally. What was the secret to the success?
Yes, recently there has been what you call it influx of Duo products all over the world, and the reason for that, behind that, was basically that we changed our strategy, especially on the international field. We changed our staff positions, we have put several new people in the company in charge especially for the international market, and we started to cater to the international market's needs, because in the end, you know, as each market is different, as each market is unique, all the markets are unified by one thing, and that's that a lure which catch fish will sell. Of course, it's not so easy, but there is this part of equation which never changes anywhere. So this is basically what we started to work under. And well, basically Duo products have always had a reputation of being very effective when it comes to actually producing fish. So we also start to apply some of those standards of Duo lures and make new lures which are specifically targeted at international markets. That's basically the Realis series, which is a global standard, which is aiming to be a global standard. And well, basically just through that, just from pushing our Duo quality, but also catering to the international market, we have found much more appreciation around the globe. And when it comes to domestic market, Japanese market, well, over there we haven't really changed all that much, just really pushed our efforts much more. And of course, a lot has got to do with our own efforts, but also a lot has got to do with the fact that there has been a change of the domestic market, and the new generation of the anglers started to basically ask for, they were not really satisfied with the standards of the market anymore, and they started looking for new alternatives which we could satisfy.
So with Duo now at the forefront, with the success of the few years behind you, what can we look for in the company? I'm sure that you guys are growing at a rapid pace. What can we expect from Duo in the next couple of years?
We are not really in a position where we can be called leader yet. And even if we can be considered among the top of the Japanese brands, when we mention that we aim for the top, it's not only among Japanese brands. We are talking about total fishing industry. So yes, when we mention we are going to the top, or we aim for the top, we aim to be the leader, it's to be leader of the whole fishing industry. And of course, we still got a long way to go to attain that. In the markets which hold a huge potential, like American market for example, we only still sell about 1/10 of our product range. So that holds a huge potential to grow. And also there are many markets where we can still adjust to much more, because what we basically still do at the moment is selling Japanese luas internationally. But each of the markets has its own unique demands. So in the future we want to cater much more to that. Adjust the color range, adjust the gear, for example the hooks and all that. And we want to give anglers of each country or each area the most suitable duo product, the most suitable duo lure. And yes, that's basically what we plan to do in the future. And yes, also keep the duo quality, what we are known for, our standard. And basically aim to be the lure company all around the globe.
So global domination is on the cards.
Yes, please.
Okay, coming back to a more local standpoint, Facebook has helped Duo a lot, and via Facebook you will know that Malaysia has many Duo fans, submitting catches, being very active in sharing the brand with others on social media. How does Adachi-san feel about the Malaysian market after spending a day here with us?
The reason why we actually came all the way to Malaysia is because we do see a huge potential for growth. And not only that, we also see lots of enthusiasm for the dual lures here in Malaysia. So the reason to come here is to have a look at the market ourselves, see its potential, and also think of the ideas, think of the ways how to keep it growing for you. And of course, still at the moment, while Malaysia has a huge amount of fishermen, huge amount of anglers, it's got huge amount of targets for the lure fishing, still at this time it's a market which cannot necessarily justify making its own lures. Like, I think you would understand, but it's very difficult to make lures just for Malaysia. But when you think about the group, when you think about grouping several countries like Thailand and Singapore and Malaysia under one category of Southeast Asia, it's much easier to cater to this group. So this is actually something which we want to do in the future. As I mentioned previously, in the future we want to cater to the needs of each individual market, and that also of course covers Malaysia. So in the future, yes, you can look forward to some specific snakehead colors, to some specific snakehead adjustments, but of course for any other target as well.
Adachi-san, thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing all this experience and knowledge with us. We wish you best in future endeavors, and hope to see you here again.